I'm Jeremy Leboff, and I'm one of the partners at Sobell Rhodes. And we've decided that we're going to come to you today because in this particularly difficult time of the coronavirus crisis, decided that as well as the bulletins and the emails and the telephone calls that we're trying to make sure are available to all of our clients and our contacts, it might be an opportunity for us to also put out something a bit more bite-sized in the way of a video, and let people know some of the other things that are available and coming out from the government in relation to surviving this particular pandemic. So without any further ado, a couple of things you just need to know is that the information in the video that you're about to watch is correct as at the 3rd of April 2020, based upon the information that we can find and is available from government sources. These are subject to change from time to time, so when it comes down to a particular case, it may well be that you need to speak to us before going ahead and putting anything into place, but these should definitely act as a helpful guide and toolkit for you as you try and negotiate survival, both on an economic and emotional level at this difficult time. So let's get into it. Today I'm going to be talking about the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme, or CBILS, as you may have heard it referred to. I'm going to be covering a few areas which are on the screen at the moment. You really don't need me to be reading this for you, so you can see what the headlines are. I'm going to try and go through this in a way that is easily digestible, even, and not too drawn out and long-winded. So, first thing you need to know is what's being put on offer by Her Majesty's government at this particularly difficult time. And the CBILS, or these business interruption loans, are essentially designed to be support for SME companies. We've got loans that are available out there for you. Not just, you've got traditional loans, overdrafts, there's business finance in respect of asset finance, invoice financing, a whole lot of different things, different raft of facilities available to those who are eligible. Looking at finance of up to £5 million with loans of up to about 6 years. The way that it's working is that you've probably heard that it's interest free. Not quite right. The interest is charged by the banks. That's true. But you can claim that back from the government. The first 12 months worth of interest can be claimed back from the government. So you do pay that out, but you then get it back. I hope that kind of makes sense. The banks themselves are not providing them as interest-free loans for the first 12 months. The whole idea behind this whole loan system is that small companies are able to get to easy loans with no upfront costs, and the idea being that we've got some low entry costs. Initial repayments should be relatively low. That's kind of the idea behind it. The government is trying to essentially support lenders, give them the confidence that they can lend to people who are in the SME market, and that they shouldn't be kind of closing up all their doors and saying no, don't come near us. The government's trying to keep the economy going with finance through the banks, with an underwriting level of up to 80% of those provided as a guarantee by the government. The schemes are available through the major banking organisations. There's over 40 of the main banking organisations that are a part of this offering, and it's all backed by the government-owned British Business Bank. Moving on, the next question is who is eligible, and the answer is you're eligible for the scheme if you have got a UK activity-based business. So this isn't just companies, this is sole traders as well. So it's a UK business with UK-based activity. Turnover can be no more than £45 million annually. You have to have a borrowing proposal that is viable. So if you come to the bank and simply say, coronavirus, give me a loan, I've actually got no way of repaying this, or this is for an absolute nonsense idea, possibility that they're not going to be interested. The same kind of commercial thought process has to be in place here and needs to be viable. If it were not for the current pandemic. And so you've also got to be able to state and be accurate in saying that your business is affected adversely by the coronavirus outbreak. So that's the main things. If you do qualify, if you feel that you are eligible in this particular area, what do you have to do? So essentially the scheme is now open for applications. All the major banks are offering this scheme, and the starting point would be to contact your your bank, probably your own bank, to see what they are offering and what you need to do to apply. That's a starting point. It doesn't have to be your own bank, but it might just be easier because they're already aware of what your position is and there's less hoops to jump through. Do be prepared to have to prepare business plans, provide accounts, look at cash flow forecasts and budgets and all those things that you would normally associate with trying to get any kind of funding and finance. This is still business, but it's just a question of it's being made more easy and more available for those qualifying and eligible applicants. And due to the current situation, do expect the banks to be busy. There is an awful lot of interest in this. So it might be that you need to go online and do some research first before jumping on the phone, but just be aware that patience may be needed in getting through. The banks are lending, but they've got a lot of people who are trying to get through to them at the moment. So there's a big question. We've been asked this question a lot. Am I guaranteed to get a loan? Okay, that is a good question. And so essentially, the government is providing a guarantee of up to 80% of whatever loan it is that you may be able to get. The bank is therefore taking a risk on the other 20%. So, there is that element of risk that's still there for them. And that will factor into whether or not they are giving loans or not. The banks are still going to only lend to businesses who they feel are capable of profitable trading once all of this is over. Please God, we're all going to come through this and it's going to be absolutely fantastic, and we're going to just say, it's a difficult time, but we're here and we're strong. But the banks themselves do need to kind of take this thing into account, and that's why, as I've already discussed, things like your business plans and your cash flow statements and forecasts, and all those things are going to be very, very important. There is an element of, there's a question about the guaranteeing of loans. The banks have said that up to £250,000, they will not be asking for personal guarantees. Over £250,000, they may, at their discretion, ask for personal guarantees. Now, those personal guarantees, if they are provided, are limited to that 20% that's not guaranteed by the government. So you get £100,000 loan. It may be that if you default, there's £20,000 that in some way, shape or form, the bank may essentially are on the hook for. And if we multiply that up to saying £1 million loan where 200,000 is on the line, it may well be that they're going to be looking for some sort of personal guarantees or something else along those lines. So there's a question here about how quickly the loan will be approved. The answer is it's going to vary. In reality, these are being processed by people who are very, very busy, very overworked, and truthfully, they've probably also got their own manpower issues. You've got to be realistic in understanding that. That's why you need to just be aware that the more you're going to be asking for, the chances are the more information they're going to want, the more information that they're going to need, the longer it's going to take them to assess it. So depending on if you're looking for a small loan with a bank that you already know, then it may well be that it can be done very, very quickly. If you're looking for a larger loan, it may take slightly longer. And to be honest with you, that's just kind of common sense. Hopefully it does make sense, but you just got to bear with it. So at Sobell Rhodes, we're also helping our clients in a number of different ways. And how can we help is a question that we're often asking our clients. And these are the types of things that we're in a position to help with and are helping with. First of all, actually helping our clients to decide and assess, is a business interruption loan actually the right choice for your business at this moment in time? Because ultimately, if you look at it in the long term, you are taking on board a loan that may well be longer than the 12-month interest-free period. So you are going to have interest elements that come in from years 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you need to kind of plan that through. Is this something that we can afford to deal with the repayments on? All those types of things, or are there other opportunities through the various different schemes the government have put in place that actually mean that a loan isn't necessarily right for your business? We're in a position whereby we're helping our clients very much with bringing together the historical financial information that they need to support that application, whether it's their accounts, whether it's management accounts, or whether it's a question of actually we need to prepare information now because it's not available right now. So that's helping our clients get management information up to date, looking at putting together cash flow forecasts, looking at bringing together all those different elements that banks are going to be looking for when trying to assess the viability of a loan. And we're also, in some cases, able to speak directly with the banks in order to help smooth that process over. So hopefully what you've got here is an idea of how we can help you if needs be. It may well be that in a number of cases, actually, this is something you can pick up and run with on your own. You may have questions, that's fine. You may want our help, that's fine. But basically, we want you to be able to feel secure that you understand what the opportunities are and what the options are, enough to ask the right questions if needs be. So if you're looking into taking this any further, information mainly can be found at the British Business Bank website, which you can see on the screen in front of you. I will leave that on there while I'm talking, because you might need to just kind of do a screen grab or whatever else to get that down, although it's very easy to find if you just Google British Business Bank coronavirus. You'll be able to find everything that you're looking for there. Equally, you can look at our website or give us a call on our usual telephone number. So if you've got any questions or queries, do not hesitate to give us a shout. Myself, all of the partners at Sobell Rhodes are waiting to help out our clients as much as possible. And if you're not a client, please feel free to contact us anyway, because ultimately we want to make sure that as many people come through this as possible with a healthy business and healthy minds and bodies. And if we can help you in any way, shape or form, then we can. Thank you very much for listening, and look out for more videos and more information as we bring it to you in the future. Thank you.